In today's video, I'm going to be creating a scrapbookish cruise cover page in my adventure book, so stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm Tracy and I want to welcome you back to my channel. So yes, as I said, I'm going to be playing around in my adventure book. This is an Archer and Olive heirloom journal. This is letter size or close to letter size. I believe they do still have some of these available on their website if this is something that interests you. I'm not sure which version they have. They had blank, lined, and dot grid. I do believe the blank is gone. I'm not 100% sure, but my discount code and affiliate link will save you 10%. So I definitely be sure to check the description box for all of that information. I just think this book, when I saw it, it just screamed scrapbooking and memory keeping. So that's what I'm using it for. I have done a few setup videos of this on my channel, but the kind of thought process behind it is my adventure book. There is an adventure book out there that I saw on social media where it's more of like a bucket list style where you have all these countries and you check off the page with that country on it as you visit it, and then you do a little bit of journaling and things like that. Well, I'm doing my take on that. So I have a cruise section, I have a stateside section, and then I have a international section. All of them are works in progress. Actually, they have not been in progress yet. They will be in progress soon. This is my cruise section. I did do this, so I did go ahead and do my cruise log. I have not been on cruises in a while. I did go ahead and add my Egypt river cruise because I'm like, yeah, that was a cruise too. So I did add that on there, but I need all the information. But this is kind of the things that I felt like I would want. So this is all the cruise specific information. Then I wanted highlights, and then I just kind of wanted an other category, which is who I cruised with, any other kind of notes I want to put on there to, jog the memory in the future. Now, I'm not 100% sure what else I'm going to have in this particular journal. I'll probably leave another page blank just in case, I want to add more logs, even though this is all the cruises I've been on thus far. As I get older, I'm probably going to want to cruise even more and do less land trips. So, I got to leave space. And then I'll probably have like some photos and things like that. Might do another type of tally of some kind, maybe like places visited, maybe rivers and seas I've cruised on. I actually might do that on the cover page. So let's talk about the cover page. So initially when I was setting this up, I was like, I'll just have a cover page here that just says cruises, but I think I want to amp it up a little bit, which means I need some more pages. So I did take some pages away from the front of the book, but that's okay. I kind of want to do a fold out in the middle. So this whole 4-page spread will kind of be a cover page when it's shut. And then when you open it up, I'm gonna have a tally. So I'm gonna still have some stats and things like that here. So I just think it'll be kind of interesting. Yes, it's going to bulk it up a little bit, but in theory, being this is an adventure book or a bucket list book, it's not going to be like 100% full. I don't really want to put a whole bunch of pictures in here. I have picture books for the trips that I've gone on. This is more of just a one place to keep track of every place that I've been and everything that I've done travel wise. It's kind of what I want it to be. So yeah, that's why I think I'm going to do that like that. We'll see it in action as I set it up, but let's quickly go over the tools. And then what I'm gonna probably do is I'm gonna probably speed up the setup process just a tad, and I'll do a voiceover. So as I said, this is an Archer and Olive heirloom journal. You can use my discount code and affiliate link down in the description box if you want to save some money. This is kind of what I'm thinking about doing for the tally. I want to do a cruise line tally. So I've only been on 3 cruise lines thus far: Royal, Virgin Voyages, and MSC, but I went ahead and printed some extra ones too. The other thing I have is I have the Live La Posh Travel Chic sticker book. They do have a cruise set in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it yet, but I wanted to pull it just in case. I am also an affiliate for Live La Posh, so definitely check down in the description for all of that information as well. This is really cool. I'm just not sure if the colors are going to match what I've actually already picked out. The other thing, I have washi too. This is like a whole bunch of washi. I believe all of this is Archer and Olive washi. Yes, it is. So this is Archer and Olive washi. This came from Planners Anonymous. And this one, I'm not sure where I got it from. But that's the washi. I have a few photos. The other thing I did is I recently went to Ollie's. You might have caught some of my Ollie's haul videos. And I got this cool little contraption. I didn't know what it was. It's a mini alphabet punch board. And when I saw it, I'm like, how does that work? Are there like little alphabet stencil things and you just put it on there and punches it out? No. It's a little bit more complicated than that. Let me see if I can find. So it comes with this book. I couldn't find this book and I have to make sure I remember this book because there are instructions. And you guys are probably going to be so glad I did all of my punching in advance because there you go. It tells you how to punch out the letters yourself. So it was quite the task. There was a lot of scrapbook paper lost in the learning of this. Basically, you have to cut 1.5 by 2.5 inch squares, which is what I did. And then it kind of tells you where, like what to use, where to line it up and where to punch it. Once I got the hang of it, it was fine. And it actually wasn't too bad because while I was doing it, I was solely focusing on this. So all of the other stressors and everything like that went by the wayside. So this is pretty cool. I got it for $1, you know, can't complain. So what I did is I used this paper from Planners Anonymous. I thought it would work and yeah, it did. So I couldn't figure out how I wanted to lay it out. And at first I was going to say like cruising the seas, but these are pretty large and I do really want to use these. I have like, you know, alpha stamps. I have stickers. I could have did the cricket, but I really wanted to use these. So instead of doing cruising the high seas, I'm going to do oh ship. Now you just make do with whatever you can. So I punched all of these out. It turned out pretty well. Like I said, after a little bit of trial and error. So we're going to do that. And then, like I said, I did some other little things that I got from Canva. What I did is I put all of this in Canva to do like a transparent background, then transferred it to my Cricut. But I do have Canva Pro. So a lot of these images might be pro images. I think that's it for my supplies. Oh, the photos. I do have a photo printer, one of the little Canon Ivy printers, but like a pack of 20 of them, like 20 pieces of the paper, I think is like $20. So that adds up pretty quick, even though it's sticker paper. So I just ordered a whole bunch of photos from Walmart, and then I did collage prints. So I got a lot of bang for my buck. I think I paid like less than $2 for probably like 20 some photos. All of them I'm not using today, but they are for this project. They're just not for this spread. So I think that is it for all of my supplies. So yeah, let's go ahead and start trying to figure this out, and fingers crossed this turns out okay, because this is like a big intro page, right? So this should come as no surprise. I did very little pre-planning when it comes to what I actually wanted to do in these spreads. So basically, I came up with the title. I cut the letters out. I knew I wanted to do a cruise line log. I don't know why, but for some reason I want to do that. So then I figured out some photos that I wanted to use for that. And then that was it. That was the only decisions that I made. The photos that I chose were a few of the photos where I'm in front of the cruise ships that I'm going on. So I figured that kind of worked for the cover page, especially because when you open up the flaps, then you'll see the cruise line log. I was really happy that I remember that I had these scissors. These scissors are probably like 20 plus years old, if not longer than that. But yay, I'm putting them to good use. They don't cut very well, but I do like the little, special edges it gives my photos so they're not just square. So let me chat a little bit about this cruise line tally sheet. I don't know why I wanted to do this now that I'm like thinking about it. I just really like logs, trackers, stats, and things like that. So I think that's the reason why I'm doing it. Plus, I'm going to have these really big sections when it comes to like US travel and international travel, but I'm not really going to have that much when it comes to cruising. So I was like, let's just create this. Let's just create some extra pages. Like I said earlier, I've only been on 3 different cruise lines, not counting the river cruise I've been on. So when I'm like trying to figure out how I want to divide it, I know that Royal Caribbean is going to be the largest section because I've already gone on, like, I don't remember how many cruises I've gone on. I know that I'm currently an Emerald status and I'm not that far away from Diamond. So I've gone on probably about like 9, 10, I think maybe Royals. I've only gone on 1 Virgin Voyages, but I really like that one and I want to go on some more. So I will make that section a little bit larger, but I will have 3 cruise lines on that one little page. So it's not super large. The same with MSC. Now, the 2 little sections that I make that are on the right page, what I'm going to do is, like, I have a cruise line at the top, but then I'll have big boxes under each one. And one of them is going to be for other cruise lines. So like miscellaneous cruise lines that I'm not going to have their logos here. And then the other one I think is just going to be for river cruises or like not your large carriers. So like, when I went to Egypt and I did the Nile River cruise, I'll write that one down. If I go on like a European river cruise, I'll write that down. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But like I said, I don't think I'm going to be filling this out anytime soon because I need to figure out if I'm going to do it by like ship class. Am I going to write the ship names? I don't think I'm going to do that, but I need to figure out how I'm going to want to do it. And I want to kind of make it look cute too. So I'm going to hold off on filling it out anytime soon. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and put my embellishments on the page. I didn't want to do this before I did the cruise line tally page because then it would be bumpy as I start drawing my lines. So that's why I did that first. And now I'm coming back and adding all my photos and letters and stuff like that. So I decided to go with this at an angle. I don't know why. I like how it looked. Of course, I should have put the I and the P a little bit closer inward so the P isn't like, it's just a tad under the flip. You really can't see it, but if you look really hard, you could tell, and that does bother me. So now on the right page, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of the scrapbook paper over there just to kind of bring it over because I want this to be one big spread. Even though you have the fold outs in the middle, it is kind of one big spread. So I wanted to carry those colors over to this side as well. The reason why I cut the corner off of the striped paper is just so it wouldn't be super thick when I layered the blue over top. So it was just to kind of reduce the thickness on the page. That was the only purpose for that. So, yeah, I don't really think I'm going to do much fancy stuff upcoming, so I'm not going to chat throughout this whole process. I'm just adding some of the scrapbook paper behind the photos. I am going to put a couple of blank pieces of scrapbook paper over here as well for like photos I may take in the future. So I left like 2 little areas there. And then I'm just going to kind of add some random stickers to kind of fill in some of the gaps. Probably should add a little bit more, but I didn't really have anything printed or anything available. I'm going to just kind of let you watch a few of the things, and I'll probably pop back on if there's anything else that I need to explain as we move through the process. So we're almost coming up to the final touches for today's portion of this setup. I'm just going to add washi to make boxes. And these boxes are going to be TBD. I might do like the bodies of water that I've like cruised on, or I might just do a ongoing list of all the destinations I've been. I don't know yet. I'm not going to fill it out, but I definitely want it to have places for me to log information and not just embellishments. Hey guys, there we go. So this is not finished. So like I said, I'm gonna probably put like a cruise ship here. I feel like I need a cruise ship here. But I don't want to print it now because I don't want to just print one image on my sticker sheet. That's just a waste. So I'm going to wait until I have other things to print. I think I would also like to put some like things here. So I'm going to go through my stamps and probably add some more stuff to it once I get the cruise ship and stuff down, because it just looks a little plain around like in the open space. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't think I want to add any more stickers or any embellishments because this is already going to be thick. There we go. You can just see right now where it's folded. But I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. At least this way you can be like, oh, I want to go to the cruise section. There we go. So the way I did this, you could see like this will be one big cover page, or this could be the big cover page, or this can be the cover page. So that's what's kind of cool about it. And then look, more information. So yeah, I'm going to have information here. I'm going to have information here, and I'm going to have information here. There we go. Super fun. Super, like, it's kind of interesting, right? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe you got some ideas, or maybe you just enjoyed watching the process. If you did enjoy it, please press that like button. If you have yet to subscribe, I hope you would also consider subscribing to my channel. That's all I have for now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.